Oh, that is so terrible. Golfers, welcome back to the channel. Well, I think you would all agree, us golfers, we have a tendency with our driver to miss right when our swing gets a little off. At least the majority of golfers have a tendency to slice the golf ball or push the ball to the right with the driver. Well, I'm also in that majority. I just got back from playing at Torrey Pines last week, first time ever out there, and I was playing pretty good for not having the chance to play any golf in the last couple of months. However, my driver let me down. I hit 7 fairways in 2 rounds out there on both the south and the north course, playing 36 holes. That is not good, and I can tell you that rough is pretty thick out there. They're starting to grow it out for the PGA Tour event out there in the end of January. Okay, so today's video is going to be unique. I'm going to talk about getting the swing back. How do I fix my miss to the right, and how do I help you golfers to not slice the golf with the driver? Well, first thing, club path. Club path with the driver. If we start getting too far out to in or over the top, there's a good tendency that the ball is going to start left and curve to the right. The second part is face angle. So face angle, the golf ball always follows the direction the face is pointed. Well, if the face is open to the path, it's going to curve to the right. The third and final thing is impact location. We all know by now that if we hit in the middle of the face and the face angle is pointed in a certain direction, the golf ball is going to go that direction. However, with a driver, the word gear effect has to be thought about. If you hit it off the toe, even if your face is open a little bit, that can get the golf ball to curve back to the right, curve back to the left. If you hit it off the heel, what will happen is the golf ball might have a tendency to curve to the right, even if you do a great job with your path and your face angle. I'm going to bring you through my practice session. It might be a little longer video, but I'm going to explain how I'm going to get my golf swing back as I'm getting ready for the 2025 season. Let's get started. To start, we're going to get a good baseline. It's probably going to be a little rough. I haven't hit any shots since I got back from Torrey Pines. Let's just hit some shots and see what the numbers tell us. Before I do that, also please subscribe to this channel. As a new channel, I have really enjoyed this growth and I'm excited to bring you more content. Let's get started. Okay, so gonna hit some shots here. That one was definitely rough. That one felt like the face angle was open. Let's see what the club path and face angle was on that swing there. We're looking at, -5. That's not good. That's not my typical golf swing. And the face angle is open to the path. It was better contact, but still cutting. And I don't mind a cut. However, I think you would agree that was definitely a lot of curve. We're talking about, that's 32 yards offline. And typically fairways are around about 25 yards wide, so that's a little too far offline. All right, same miss. So, pretty good numbers though. I'm still happy with the distance, but not happy with the curve. -3.7 on the club path, so out to in. I'm actually hitting it on the toe as well, so that's actually helping me. Otherwise, these misses would be further right. That's just ugly. I feel like I'm just a little stuck and not getting through the ball. All right, I know it says 316, but that 40 yards offline, spin axis 16 degrees to the right. The only thing good there is the distance. Doesn't help me if it's 40 yards offline. So I hit that pretty good. Okay, so 321, pretty good. But I think you get the idea. My club path has been typically out in, we're seeing about 4 or 5 degrees to the left. So we need to fix that. How are we going to fix that? Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to grab a pool noodle, an alignment stick, a pool noodle, and I have my golf bag sitting over here. I'm going to put the alignment stick in my golf bag and the pool noodle on the end, and I'm going to create like an external barrier for me to swing underneath to improve my club path. So I'm going to start with club path first, then face angle control, then we'll look at impact location. So let's get this set up now so that I can work on that club path, because clearly the club path is not very good. All right, so as I'm setting this up here, alignment stick, I'm going to place this in my bag, and I'm going to set this pool noodle here at a spot where I will have to swing underneath. So the nice thing with the pool noodle is I can actually modify this and make this harder or less challenging on myself. And what I'm trying to do is on the downswing, and there's that club come underneath that pool noodle. Let's make this just a little bit more challenging here. All right, well, let's see now how this works out. So underneath the pool noodle, I can probably make this a little bit harder on myself. So reverse coming underneath. All right, I think that path had to be a little better, and that path was 0.1. So to go from, call it -4 on average before, to 0.1 in one swing, I'm pretty happy with that. If we look at that, club path 0.1, -0.1, face angle 0.3, so pretty good shot. I mean, I'll take straight. That ball, spin axis was 1.6 degrees right. Very happy with that. And only 10 yards right. That's in the fairway. Okay, so underneath the pool noodle. Ah, there's the drawback. That thing was a good. All right, in to out is 0.7. Haven't seen that in a while. 17 yards left. That's still off center. That's still in the fairway. And you can make this as challenging as you want in your rehearsals. So I could move further to the right here and make this really challenging on myself to come underneath. Obviously in the actual golf swing, we're going to want to come down there. If I hit this, that would mean I'm getting out to in. I'm coming underneath, obviously that's in to out. Oh, where has this been? That is smoked. 334, I will take that in a heartbeat. Club path, 0.1 again. It's too bad I didn't have someone holding a pool noodle for me while I was playing at Torrey. And all my misses were right. I didn't miss a single fairway left while I was out there. That was a touch thin. Still love the ball flight. Yeah, lost a couple yards there. But that ball was flying dead straight. So here's the secret right here. Setting up this pool noodle here. And you can buy a pool noodle from a dollar store. You can get an alignment stick from Menards or Home Depot. In the US, I'm sure you can get an alignment stick. I just use these for marking my driveway for the snow in the wintertime. We're talking under $5 here. This is not an expensive gadget. Yes, there's plenty of those out of the market, but just simply something as simple as an alignment stick and a pool noodle, and finding a way to set it up in the right spot can really help. Take that, very straight ball flight. Oh, this frustrates me. So the frustrating thing was when I was at Torrey, is I played Torrey South practice round the day after I got there, and I was flushing it. Every fairway, basically hit every fairway, I was feeling really good. And then I played the North course, hadn't played that course before, and that rough was actually thicker, and I think I hit 4 fairways that day. Everything was right, just felt off. So scrambled to shoot around that even par. I actually shot even par both rounds. So really good without the driving, but I know I could have been a lot better had I not been having to hack out of the long rough all the time. So practice round was different to once the competition started, and when I started having a little pressure, and I haven't played in a pressure event in 2 months, it definitely showed. Okay, so gotta feel like as I'm coming down, club's dropping from the inside. It might feel like the right shoulder is moving this direction, or it could feel like the club is a lot more behind me without casting. We don't want to cast, but it's gonna feel like the club's behind my shoulder more to come underneath the pool noodle. That was a little bit more toey there, it felt like, so I'm actually going to get a lot more curve to the left, which I'm happy to see because I hated missing right, as far as right as I was missing. So let's see. So that one there, horizontal impact 17 millimeters towards the toe. So that is actually a decent amount towards the toe side. So I'll bring it up just so you can see exactly where that was. So you can see quite far over there towards the toe side. So that's going to be the next thing we're going to have to focus on, is going to be impact location. And I mentioned that I was hitting it slightly off the toe and even still missing right. So obviously my path was left and my face angle was open. Now that I've improved my path, my face angle is still pretty good. So luckily that's not something I have to particularly work on today. However, that's going to revert back to either making sure my grip is in a good spot. I may need to strengthen it if I'm still leaving it open, or I might need to feel like I'm releasing the face a little better. But impact location is going to be very important. So that can be related to distance from the ball. Let's work on impact location and see if we can improve that. I am going to remove this out of the way now that I've got the feeling of knowing I need to feel like I'm coming on the underneath. It's right here in case I do need it. So I will still be rehearsing that feel even though I don't have the pool noodle there. So on the downswing, I'm still going to feel like I'm coming this way because clearly the club path was getting me in trouble. Let's see if I can improve where I'm hitting on the face. So we've been paying attention a lot to horizontal, I guess, and also vertical impact. A little fade there. So that's a pretty good distance number though. Okay, 8 millimeters off the toe, and what do you know? I took the pool noodle away, and my club path is back to out to in. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. All right, so I don't want it to be any more than -2 left on the path, while still trying to hit it closer to the middle. That, however, is still in the middle of the fairway. That was only 12 yards right of the center. That one felt pretty good. Once again, I love it 330. I'm not complaining about the distance that I'm hitting the ball for sure. Pretty good. That one was 9 millimeters off the toe, club path -1.4, so playable for sure. So what I'm trying to do as I'm working on distance from the ball is I'm playing around with my posture and setup. I'm trying to get a little closer to the ground, basically sticking my butt back a little bit further to create a little more posture. And then through the ball, I'm feeling like I'm a little more extended out this way rather than being stuck in here. So I'm playing around a little with that. You can also play around with distance from the ball. However, if we, for example, are hitting it off the toe, and then if you start standing closer and putting the club like this, that's where you have the tendency to maybe swing a little out to in. The opposite can occur, right, if we're standing too far away. You're gonna have to do something crazy to hit the middle of the face. So I do recommend for sure trying to get a consistent distance from the ball. And I have found for me a very good consistent distance from the ball is if I go like this with my right hand, basically like the hang loose sign, spreading the thumb, pinky finger out as far as I can, from belt buckle to the top of the grip, that's about how far away that I want to be from the ball. And that's with every club too. The difference obviously with every club is they're either shorter, well, they're all shorter than a driver. Okay, so let's see if I can keep the path in a good spot. And it's a little high in the face. That was a bad one. It's crazy how far the ball just went. Path, I could feel it. 3 degrees left. So I know the priority, club path of the pool noodle. That's better on the horizontal impact, like it's 11 millimeters. I would like it to be closer to the middle. But I will tell you, because I do not like missing right as much, is I favor being just slightly high toe side for my impact. I don't really ever like hitting it off the heel. As much as I'm trying to get this closer to the middle of the face, I don't want it to go to the heel side. Let's check that. Come on, let's keep that path in a good spot. Little drawer, so the path must have been a little better, and it must have been possibly a little toe strike. Yeah, 18 millimeters toe. So as I mentioned, that toe strikes, it's bothering me right now. Path was way better. Much more playable club path. Let's see if I can actually just get one in the middle. This is going to be a challenge today. Club path, and then more in the middle of the face. I think that felt like that had to be really close to the middle of the face. Let's see, right around about 330 again. Let's see here. There we go, 2 millimeters off. I will take that in a heartbeat. I'm very happy with that. even if I'm still 2 millimeters towards the right side. And all I did was work a lot on my posture and playing around low, high, and then as I was coming through, I just felt like my arms were extended out a little bit further rather than being kind of inside. But I didn't want to lose the path. You can see the path is going to be a battle. One thing that you can do for impact location would be, if you're hitting it consistently on the heel of the club, is put a pool noodle on the right side of the club there, to where if we're coming down, as if we hit that, right, we're going to hit off the heel of the club. So that's for the golfers that missed it off the heel. Now, if you hit it off the toe, clearly it's going to be very hard for me to do that because the shaft's going to get in the way. So what I actually like to do instead is put an alignment stick down on the inside, and this can be done with an iron or a driver or any club really, and then you can visually see that, and you want to avoid clipping this as you're coming through. You want to stay extended out a little bit further. So that's what I would work on with regards to impact location. Finally, the last thing is face angle. I talked about face angle being important. So I'm going to hit some shots where I'm just going to play around with face angle and just see what happens. So I talked about the grip being really important. Well, most golfers that leave the face open, generally you're going to see less than 2 knuckles at impact, or sorry, at address with a glove hand. By moving this hand this way further, you're able to grip it a little bit more in the fingers. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, almost 4, and then the bottom hand, so this would be a strong grip, the bottom hand can get there. Coming through, that's going to be a lot easier for that face angle to release. Typically a weak grip, what I consider a weak grip, is where you're seeing, like I said, less than 2. Can't see that logo as well on the glove there. And then coming through, that face generally stays open longer. So it's either got to be golf grip, whether you go a little stronger, whether you weaken a little bit. Neutral is about 2 to 3 knuckles, and then the V's pointing up towards your right ear, right shoulder is where you want to be with the golf grip. I'm going to play around with it just a little bit. So I'm going to intentionally rotate the face over a little bit more on a couple of these, because my miss to the right sucks. I want to make sure I understand what it takes to turn over. And I can tell you, I couldn't do this on the golf course as much as I tried. Now, maybe that's a little bit to do with left being the cliffs at Torrey Pines, where I kind of just made sure I didn't miss left at all, even though I fell a little off. So coming through, I'm going to strengthen my grip just a little bit. I'm going to aim right a little bit to incorporate the path, and I'm going to work on trying to release that face. And that's how you hit a duck hook. So if you ever want to get the ball to go quick left and get out of that right miss, that was a lot of curve left. Let's do that again just for fun. Aiming a little right, coming from the inside, and then as I'm coming through, release the face. There we go. That was a little better high drawer. It's nice to know that I can still do it. There we go. In to out, 2.5 degrees. Let's just face it. If the face is open, you're not going to want to swing it out because you're going to start the ball right and go right. So club path can help you a lot when you're having face angle issues. In that case there, believe it or not, the face angle was actually open to the target, but closed to the path by 1.1 degrees. Spin axis to the left. Do this one more time. Inside, swinging right, releasing the face with a strong grip. That one didn't want to turn quite as much. It's still going to turn. But nice to know that I can do it on command, finally. All right, that was a nice shot. Okay, just for fun to finish up, going back to the right bull, not that I even want to hit the shot again. I'm going to weaken my grip. I'm going to go this way and over. And I'm not going to think about the path. I'm just going to swing normal. Well, what's normal now? And there's a good chance this is probably going to go right. It does not feel very good. Oh, that is so terrible. All right, so if you just watched that shot, the good news is you made it all the way through this video. Everything that I gave you in this video will make you understand to never hit that particular shot again. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Let's all get rid of those misses to the right and those slices of the driver together. Thanks for watching.